Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. Today we're going to be talking with the Spencer County Community Wellness Coordinator, that is Erin Meyer. And Erin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
We're going to talk about a workshop that you have coming up that really the city of Huntingburg did this last fall. You're going to have one coming up in spring. But before we get to this workshop, let's find out, what does the Spencer County Community Wellness Coordinator do?
Okay, so as a Community Wellness Coordinator, I work in policy, systems, and environmental changes to support health and wellness. So my specific role, we work in areas of limited resources, so towns that have a higher population of low-income residents. We work on things like improving diet quality, food access, food security, food safety. We also work with physical activity, improving infrastructures to promote physical activity. So, you know, one of the things that we say is we're trying to make the healthy choice the easy choice for people. And so I've been in Spencer County for about a year, and we've got some really cool initiatives that we're working on in all of these areas. And so this active living workshop is one of them that we're really excited about, and we're looking forward to hosting in Rockport.
Can people just give you a call and say, you know, I'm trying to find this kind of food, or I wish we had more of this available, and you work on that to get that for folks?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I work with business leaders, I work with nonprofit community partners, I work with schools, I work with anybody who has an interest in any of these areas. So I always tell people, if you want to get a hold of me, call the Purdue Extension office in Spencer County and Christine. Our number is 812-362-8066.
Okay.
Or you can email me at Meyer, MEYER 258 at purdue.edu.
And you are located in the community building,
yes,
the 4-H Fairgrounds area, right there.
Okay. Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about the active living workshop. Yeah. And for some reason, I'm thinking a lot of times when you say active living, you are gearing it towards seniors, but that's not the case.
No.
This is active living for everybody.
So just to explain how active living is different than physical activity, because I think that sometimes people automatically think exercising or going to a gym or something like that. Active living is when we incorporate some sort of physical mode of transportation to do activities of daily living. So an example would be to walk to a grocery store, bike to the post office, you know, to go to the pharmacy to pick up medications and either walking or biking there. And trying to incorporate physical activity more in those tasks of your daily life versus going to a gym and working out. So the Active Living Workshop is put on by a coalition out of Indianapolis called Health by Design. Okay, and their main purpose is to work with community groups across the state to try to improve the walkability or bikeability of a community, making it more accessible for everyone. And so they've partnered with the Nutrition Education Program with Purdue Extension, so that's the group that I'm employed by. Okay. Okay. And so these two groups have come together to host active living workshops in towns across the state. And again, we do focus on those towns that have a higher residency of low-income families. Because being able to be active and walk in places safely is important to that group of our population. So we're going to have this workshop in April, on April 12th.
Who are you hoping attends? Because I think people are going, well, is that for me?
Yeah.
It's really kind of for everybody,
it is
but specific
for everybody.
on some people.
Specifically, we'd like to see local government. I'm working with Mayor Gayanne Harney. She's been a wonderful partner to work with to try to get this to Rockport. So we invite other county commissioners, county council members, other city government officials within Rockport. We invite school officials, superintendents, principals, also civic leaders, business leaders, because certainly they are stakeholders with this as well. And then any residents of Rockport that are interested, or really residents of Spencer County that are interested in seeing this happen or just getting more information about it, they're welcome to come. There's no charge to come. We do ask that people register. Okay. There will be an online link closer to the date, and you can find that on our Purdue Extension Spencer County website.
What is that address? Do you know it?
I think it's www.purdue.edu/Spencer County.
Spencer County.
If you Google Spencer County Extension.
That's probably the easiest way because I can never remember websites. But
exactly.
yeah, so Google Purdue Extension Spencer County, Indiana, and you'll find it. Okay.
Right. Or you can call us again at 812-362-8066, and I'll once I can keep a running list of people, and once that link is up, I can email that to folks to be able to register.
If somebody wants to participate in the workshop, what sort of commitment are they making, and is there a charge?
There is no charge. The first commitment is the daily workshop, so it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do ask that people come and try to stay as long as they can. After that, we'll be forming work groups within the people that came to the workshop, because at the end of the day, and I'll explain kind of how the day's set up in just a minute, but at the end of the day, we're going to come up with next steps and really work on action plans for the city to implement some of the things that they have learned about in the workshop, and some of the action plans that facilitate the active living. So the day is set up. We'll meet, and the Health by Design partners will give us some information about active living, what it is, how it applies to really all of us. We'll do a walk audit, which is something a lot of people have never done, but it's a guided walk through the town of Rockport. We'll look at the assets that we already have, some really great things already happening there. And then we'll look at areas of improvement as we're walking. Okay, and you can really learn a lot about a town when you get out and walk it.
Exactly, right.
We'll have a healthy lunch, and then after lunch we'll do what's called a mapping activity. So they'll take maps of the city and look at really where the infrastructure is good, where it connects to things, and then where the infrastructure it maybe isn't so good, and kind of areas of improvement. And then after that we'll do some facilitated table discussions around biking, park improvement, safe routes to school. There are several different table discussions, and so from there we get ideas from the participants in the workshop about what they would like to see the city work on, and then we'll let Mayor Harney and her team decide which of those are priority areas for the city. So it's really exciting, and I think it's good timing. Rockport just got some NDOT grants to improve sidewalks, so it's a good timing because they've got some funds that they can really use to improve this issue that we're talking about.
Because a lot of times that's the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, we know what we need to do, where a sidewalk needs to be,
right?
But it's the money. But
Yeah.
the money's kind of there, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, Mayor Harney's very active in seeking grants and funding to improve Rockport. She really has a vision for Rockport and what she wants it to be, and how she wants it to be thriving and booming economically as well. And so she's been a really fun partner to work with because she's got some visions for the city and really wants to bring people together to work on those ideas.
And maybe I'm oversimplifying it because I'm sure it's much deeper than this, but basically it's kind of like saying, okay, Rockport needs better sidewalks, like almost every town does. And there's some grant money, but where should these sidewalks be?
Kind of,
and for what purpose?
Yeah, and so when you look at it, so I look at it from a health perspective.
Right.
if
Which is your job.
Right, that is my job. So if residential areas are connected to areas of business like a grocery store, and the weather's nice and it's we have beautiful sidewalks and people feel safe, then they're more likely to walk, and that benefits their health. But when you look at this from an economic standpoint, when people are on foot, they tend to notice businesses more. They tend to window shop a little more. They tend to stop and pay attention to what's around them. And so it's important in that aspect as well. And that's part of why we would like the local government to be there. That's part of why we like the business leaders to be there, because I think that beyond health, there are other benefits to attending a workshop like this and really partnering and collaborating together to get these initiatives done.
And so this is really centric to Rockport, but all folks in Spencer County can benefit from this.
Sure.
Rockport is the county seat.
Right. So we have selected Rockport just because of their demographics and what the city looks like as a whole. And the application process was lengthy, and so Mayor Harney was willing to help commit the time to fill out the application and do some of that. But really anyone who comes, if they're, you're a resident of Spencer County but not necessarily Rockport, and you want to come, you're welcome to come, because any of the things that we're going to be talking about, it will be tailored to Rockport, but you can take these general ideas and take them back to your own town and think about ways that we could do this in all towns, really.
Now, what's important is people need to register. Because
Yes.
you need to have kind of an idea of how many people
Mainly,
are
we
going to be
need to know how many lunches to order.
there. All right.
So that's the main
And if
reason.
you show up late, you can always just get your own lunch. But right.
We're going to have a healthy lunch. As a community wellness coordinator,
Yes.
we have healthy meeting guidelines. So we're going to have a healthy lunch provided because, again, you are there all day. So we'll take care of you while you're there. But that's the main reason, and to make sure that we're going to hold the event at the Trinity United Methodist Church. And so it's making sure that we have enough space for everyone. Our limit is 50 people, and so after that we'll cut registrations off. So I hope that we have that problem. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's April 12th.
April 12th.
Okay,
yes.
so obviously you want to get reservations at least a week in advance.
And I'd say that probably mid-March is when the online registration link will come out, and we'll send that out to all of our community partners that Purdue Extension's already involved with. But again, anyone can call our office if they want to be put on a list to have that link emailed directly to them.
Okay. Now, aside from this active living workshop, you're available to go and talk to folks. Or if a grocery store would like you to come in and kind of analyze the food that they have and how it can be better.
We do things like we do grocery store assessments, and I have been working with the local grocery stores in Spencer County already. I work with school wellness teams on school wellness policies and ways that we can improve wellness with students. My focus is our 50% free and reduced lunch schools, those schools that are above that threshold, simply because of the focus of our program. But I am available to be on those school wellness teams. I work with businesses on worksite wellness initiatives. We're actually getting ready to do some meetings starting in March on a worksite wellness partnership to try to get Spencer County business leaders to think about wellness within their worksite. I work on things like summer feeding programs. I've got a lot going on, Bill. Yeah.
And they can give you a call if they're interested in your service, or if there's a way that,
honestly,
even if they have a question about how you can help.
And I love to meet people in Spencer County. I feel like I've met a bunch of people since I've been there the last year, but I know that there are lots more to meet. And so I tell everyone, if you ever have concerns about wellness, or you have ideas that you would like to see implemented, or food insecurity is a big deal.
What is food insecurity?
So food insecurity is when people have a limited access to food. So, for example, they may not know when the next meal will be because they don't have enough food in the home to eat. And so I've been working with lots of different groups in Spencer County on the best ways to update our resources, the best way to collaborate and connect on making sure that our community members are, that they have food, and that it's good food, that it's nutritious food. Spencer County has a 12% food insecurity rate at this time, but 20% in our kids. So 1 in 5 kids go home from school and don't necessarily know if they'll eat before they go back to school on Monday.
Wow.
So, and there are groups out there that are working diligently on this already. And so, I've partnered with them, and we're just trying to keep going.
Right.
There's never enough time or enough money to get these things done, but I think that the more we collaborate and the more that we mobilize together, typically the better and the more sustainable the initiatives become, because you have people that are concerned about it, and it's not just me, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first
I need partners.
And one of the first things you can do is be part of the Active Living Workshop, which will be held in Rockport for Spencer County and for Rockport on April 12th. Contact Erin if you'd like more information, or to register is the key thing.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
All right,
Thanks
Erin,
for
thank
having
you very
me.
much. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. Remember, the Active Living Workshop is April 12th at Rockport. Thank you for watching. We are local people watching local people, WJTS.